Hey, welcome back to Lanier Outside. As the saying goes, sometimes things look a little worse before they get a little better. Today I want to talk about a height of cut reset on your Bermuda lawn. Let's talk about three things. What is it? When and why should you do a height of cut reset? And lastly, how to get it done. Alright, so to answer the question of why I did a height of cut reset here in late July in Northeast Georgia, there's really three things that I want to talk about in this video and cover. Alright, so what is a height of cut reset? So simply put, a height of cut reset is simply dropping your height of cut down below where your normal maintenance height has been. So in my case, I want to get back down to about 2 inches, so I'm going to drop my mower down to about 1.75 inches or 1 notch below where I'm mowing, and that resets my height of cut. So think about your height of cut reset. It's kind of like a mini scalp that you're doing kind of halfway through the season. What you did in spring where you drop down to the lowest setting, think about this height of cut reset. You're going to drop down below your desired height of cut. So if I want to maintain my lawn at 2 inches, I'm going to want to do my height of cut reset at around 1.5 inches or a notch or so, notch or two below where I want to maintain. So remember, we've talked about a lot on this channel how Bermuda grass grows. The bottom part's going to be brown and stemmy. The top part's nice and green. So as the season goes on and your height of cut starts bumping up, you're going to start seeing those crop circles if you're cutting down into that brown part. That may be a good sign that you're a prime candidate or that your lawn needs a height of cut reset. So this brings me to the number 2 question. When should I do a height of cut reset? So for me, like many homeowners, my life's been pretty busy lately. I try to get out and mow as often as I can. I follow the 1/3 rule, but we've seen a lot of rainfall here in Northeast Georgia, and I'm mowing at my preferred height, and I start seeing those dreaded crop circles. Basically what's happening is I'm not mowing quite often enough to maintain my Bermuda where it needs to be. So when I'm cutting my lawn, I'm getting down to that brown, ugly, stemmy part. This is really a good indication that it's time for a height of cut reset. And when you do find yourself in this situation, you've really only got 3 options. So option number 1, you can just leave it as is and live with it. A lot of homeowners do this. There's nothing wrong with that. Option number 2, you can raise the height of your deck. You may have to opt for option number 3, and that's your height of cut reset. Some other things that you may want to consider before you do a height of cut reset is make sure you're in the active growing season. This is not something that I personally would do late in the season when the Bermuda is getting closer to dormancy. Another thing to think about is your watering or your drought in your area. There's a lot of parts of the country that aren't as fortunate right now to be getting a lot of rainfall. So if my lawn was in a drought situation, most likely I wouldn't do the height of cut reset right now. I would just raise that height of cut up a little bit instead. The last thing you may want to consider is your weed pressure. You know, if you've got a lot of crabgrass and other weeds kind of going into your lawn, dropping down and mowing, exposing some of that soil, that may cause you more issues with weeds. All right, my number 3 point, and this is pretty easy. How do you get this done? So simply put, you want to drop that mower down. So drop it down about a notch or 2 below where you were previously mowing, seeing those crop circles. When you do this, you definitely want to bag and remove those clippings from the lawn. The last thing you want to do is leave a bunch of dried up clippings on your lawn. This is going to really hurt the recovery. So it's a good chance while you're doing this reset to clean that lawn up a little bit and remove those clippings. So after you do your height of cut reset, one of the most important things you've got to do is maintain proper cultural practices. So you want to get out there and mow frequently, even though you're not going to be removing very much material. If you let it grow back and get totally green, then you may just undo all your work and have to do another height of cut reset again. So make sure you're getting out there mowing frequently to maintain it at that new desired height that you want to be at. Also make sure you're maintaining your watering, your irrigation, and then just use your proper regular fertilization. Alright, here's what you can expect 5 or 6 days later after you do a height of cut reset. You can see the lawn still looks pretty rough. I removed a lot of that green top growth, brought that stem, that brown level down, and then I'm going to maintain at my new desired height, which is not much lower than what I was maintaining it at. Cool thing is, you see I did my 1/3 video a few weeks back, and you can see that this area has actually got about a 5-day head start. And this gives you a great example of what you're going to achieve with that height of cut reset. You can see it's already starting to green up and look better. Give this about 1 week's time, and this strip right here should be totally green and looking good. Everything else is going to follow a week later, and we're going to have a nice looking lawn. If you stuck around this long to watch the video, I would ask that you like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out, and I really appreciate it. I hope these tips on the height of cut reset help you out with your Bermuda lawn this summer. If you've got any questions, please leave them below in the comments. And I thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.